Hello, this is Alex. Welcome to Socialism Survival Podcast number 34. In my very first podcast, I spoke a little bit about conspiracies, and now is the time to say some more on this subject. Today I will speak on socialism and conspiracy. While many of those who call themselves conservatives are making fun of the conspiracies and of those who believe it, they are actually doing a free service to socialists. Or maybe it's not free. I hope that through this free, unpaid message, many eyes will be open to the truth about socialism and conspiracy. Let's do it after this short virtual housekeeping and community organizing. Please visit my website socialismsurvival.com. It's the place where I have all my connections. And finally, my friends, please spread the word. Introduce others to this show. Let people you know and care about hear this message. Ladies and gentlemen, back to our subject, socialism and conspiracy. Through my years living here in America, I've learned a lot about so-called conspiracy theories. I also learned about conspiracy facts. However, in this podcast, I will not mention most of them because there are so many theories that would simply distract from being focused on socialism conspiracy. If you are one of those who in the past concentrated too much on conspiracy theories, I am not spending here my time to prove whether you are right or wrong. Just compare what you already know with what you will hear today and make your own conclusions. My conclusions are based on facts and on experience. It's not theories, but history. As the characters involved in those historical events are well-known historic figures. According to dictionary, conspiracy is the act of two or more persons, called conspirators, working secretly to obtain some goal, usually understood with negative connotations. In legal terms, conspiracy is an agreement between two or more persons to break the law at some time in the future. Things I'm talking here are the account of events and people from the past and their comparison with events and people of today. Socialism that we survived back in Soviet Union was built using a chain of conspiracies by people whom we call conspirators, whose goal was and still is complete control of the whole world. Karl Marx and other members of his circle were the creators of communist utopian theory that became one of the greatest conspiracies in human history. Their theory found its practical implementation in Tsarist Russia, where this conspiracy theory became historic fact through organizing abilities of Vladimir Lenin and his Bolshevik co-conspirators, who together conspired to overthrow Tsarist government as the starting point of their world revolution. Yes, while organizing great socialist revolution in Russia, they had their greater target in mind, which is whole world, including the United States of America. When Russian communists were organizing and secretly preparing their revolt. The term conspiracy was frequently used in their circles. While being taught the history of socialism in Soviet school and college, I've heard that word many times. Many books about Bolsheviks, heroism, were describing conspiracy in details as something heroic and worthy of praise. Look, it's not worthy of wasting your time reading works of Lenin, but if you do, you'll find there the proof of what I'm talking now about. Revolutionary conspiracy of socialism had no mercy. No mercy to Tsar and his family who were murdered. No mercy to anyone who opposed socialist revolution. So-called Red Terror was mere necessity in a process of establishing proletariat's dictatorship. It wasn't just conspiracy against Tsarist government, but against people who were promised better, happier life, but instead were robbed, got poverty, slave-like labor, and in case of expressing dissatisfaction with Soviet regime, death sentence in one form or another, whether a bullet in a forehead or slow death in Gulag camps. One thing these conspirators didn't calculate. Once they've set the conspiracy game precedent, there was a chance that someone will play that game against them. And that's what happened in Soviet Union for many times. It was the conspiracy war or conspiracy competition. Because there was no opposition party to compete with. The Communist Party of Soviet Union was torn from inside. One of the biggest dictators, Joseph Stalin, was the master of internal conspiracies. And one by one, he eliminated most of those who were equal to him years ago in Lenin's Politburo. And as the Bible says in Galatians 6, verse 7, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. As Stalin conspired against others, so he himself became a victim of conspiracy against him, as many historians agree. In 2003, a joint group of Russian and American historians voiced their view that Stalin ingested warfarin, a powerful, flavorless red poison. According to some witnesses, Lavrenti Beria, who was chief of the Soviet security and secret police under Stalin, claimed he poisoned Stalin, saying, "I took him out." Beria, who was seen as Stalin's successor, was executed by his political rivals soon after his master's death. He surely also reaped what he sowed. The list may continue on and on. except a few most likely natural deaths, replacement of another Soviet leader was done through internal conspiracy. The last but unsuccessful fact of internal conspiracy was the attempt to remove from power the last and only Soviet president, Mikhail Gorbachev, in August 1991, in a chain of the events known in Russian as putsch, but known for Westerners as coup d'état, which according to dictionary definition is a plotted revolt or attempt to overthrow a government. I remember myself living there and holding my breath following the development of August 1991 events. It looks like Soviet Union survival as socialist superpower required all its conspiracies to be successful, as this last unsuccessful conspiracy became the death sentence to the USSR. Now, almost 20 years since Soviet Union collapsed, socialist conspiracy has reached its highest fertility point right here in the United States of America. Forget conspiracy theories. Too many conspiracy facts here to waste your and my time on theories. Look at your president. I call him your president because I wasn't the US citizen during his election, but wouldn't vote for him anyway. Do you really know who he is? No. Do you know where he was born? Not really. His college years? No records. No former classmates speaking out. His grandma's mysterious death right before the elections. Hey, you, those who put birthers and truthers labels on others, instead of labeling and mocking someone, simply show us this guy's real birth certificate. That's it. Somewhere in the future, historians will tell our grandchildren the truth about this shameful period of American history. Unless we rise up and restore America on its glorious foundation. Unless it happens, soon America will see the true face of the beast. Unless people of the United States of America will wake up and unite, all socialist conspiracy plans will become conspiracy facts, and your rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness will be rationed according to your loyalty to the new socialist dictatorship. Through the years of our suffering under Soviet cruel regime, we dreamed about the land of the free, where people can freely worship their God and are not forced to worship another human, a corpse in Moscow's mausoleum. But it looks like socialism just follows us, threatening now to steal the happy future from my children. There are more things to say, more details of American socialist conspiracy to explore. But I will quit talking now. And while music plays, giving voice to the millions of silent socialism conspiracy victims around the world who didn't survive, but from their grave are crying out to you so that you would focus on the truth and fight today's socialism conspiracy with any means possible. Thank you for listening to this podcast. As always, this is the voice of the common sense. Your Socialism Survival host, Alex.